Hello there, good morning. It's not morning, who am I kidding? My name is Tiernan, life is weird. Today I'm going to be talking to you about some books that have helped me find my way, or books that I think about or turn to when I'm feeling lost. This video is being sponsored by Penguin Teen for the release of I Have Lost My Way by Gayle Forman. I love me some Gayle Forman, and I'm so glad she has a new book coming out on the 27th, which is so soon. I agreed to do this video with them because I know that Gayle Forman is an emotional genius. I really want to support her new release. Books I've read by Gayle Forman are If I Stay. We all know If I Stay. It was a movie with Chloe Grace Moretz. I think it set the tone for a lot of like emotion-packed YA. And then I also read her novel, I Was Here, which dealt a lot more with mental health and had, a similar underlying mystery, but in a very different and differently intense way. You know what I mean? So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what is in store for I Have Lost My Way. It follows the story of three strangers whose paths collide one day in Central Park. Freya, Heron, and Nathaniel. They're all feeling lost for different reasons and have different journeys that they've been on. The story's all about discovering yourself and other people through love, through time, through coincidence, and I'm really excited about it. So like I said, this book comes out on the 27th. There is a pre-order sweepstakes going on right now. I'll leave more information in the description. And thank you, Penguin, for sponsoring this video and letting me talk about all these other books. The first book that comes to mind about losing your way and finding yourself is another new release that I just read and am so excited about right now. It is Down and Across by Arvin Amati. This is Arvin's debut novel, and I'm so excited about him and his career now, just based on this book. It's a really sweet coming of age story. The key word in this book is grit. The main character is 16 years old, 16, 17. He runs away when he's supposed to be doing an internship, goes to Washington, D.C. in pursuit of this Georgetown professor who has given all these talks and has gone viral on her stance and her perspective on grit. So he wants to work with her. Chaos ensues. He meets really exciting people. It's told in a very unique and honest way, and it's totally all about that time in your life when you're so unsure about all the things you've done, unsure about where you're going. You're at that time where people are asking questions. So the stress of that is very real in this book. And I think Arvin does a great job of illustrating that and dealing with it. A lot of times the existence of something rather than the actual content can be inspiring. But this next book is sort of a combination of, the theme and the way it was written. Both of those things are really exciting to me. And that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. If you don't know this book, basically in this world you get a call the day you're going to die. And it's never wrong, you're going to die that day. And so this book follows two teenagers who get that call on the same day and spend the day together. So this book is all about reminding us that shit could end. It's very real and we will never get that call. We'll never know. So you could say that live your life to the fullest is a played out theme. But it's not. People need to hear it in different ways, through different lenses, through YA stories and through films and through theater, all the time. And this book is a perfect example of using that time, understanding that time, being unsure about that time, very much like a wake-up call. And also, just Adam Silvera's writing in general makes me want to be a writer and be creative. So reading that book last year definitely set me on a path that I was happy about. The next book I want to talk about, it had to be in this video, I'm not even sorry. It's The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This was very much like a high school book for me. Maybe I'll go back and read it, but definitely not right now. I could not handle that book right now. Holy shit. No. I read this book at the very beginning and at the very end of high school. So it's a coming of age story. And this book I think just made me feel very validated with, figuring things out, making friends, being in that early stage of anything, and then also being at the end of it. And how do you know when you're at the end of it? How do you know when you're in the middle of it? You don't. So this book will always have a special place in my heart. The film as well. Perks. The next book I want to talk about is Sing You Home by Jodi Picoult. This is a different one for me. Jodi Picoult is my favorite author. It's hard to call anyone your favorite anything, but yeah, Jodi Picoult is my favorite author. She writes adult fiction, so a lot of people in BookTube don't read her, except she did do the Between the Lines. But for whatever reason, actually my grandmother used to read Jodi Picoult, and so I read Jodi Picoult. But anyway, in this book, the main character is an adult woman. Her life changes, her heart changes, and she goes on a new path in this book, and she's a music therapist. So there's a lot in this book about the soul. It's just very emotional and refreshing, I think. And plus with Jodi Picoult's books, there's always like a huge conflict, a big what if question that is underlying through the whole thing, but it's really just about, you know, the characters and their emotional events, and they meet, and it's beautiful, it's amazing. How does she do it? But this is another one of those books for me when I just think about like this is the kind of story I want to tell, and also the character has stuck with me, someone who like has taken a chance and has gone through those hard times later on in her life, and is also able to take things from her profession and, you know, the thing that she's known the best all the time, and like stay on track with herself. It's very inspiring. I will always love Jodi Picoult. Another book that I totally want to mention in this video is Positive by Paige Roll. This is a memoir about a teenage girl who was born with HIV. She talks about not being defined by her illness, the bullying that she experienced, the stigma, going through middle school. I mean, that really is a perspective that we don't hear a lot. I can't imagine how alone and, you know, outcast she felt, probably not knowing very many other people who were, you know, in that same boat and her age. This is one of those books that would always catch my eye in the teen nonfiction section at Barnes & Noble. It was always there, everywhere. And I'm really glad it exists, and Paige shared her story through a positive perspective. So those are some of my favorite books that I think about or go back to when I'm feeling lost or confused about life or friends or love or anything. I definitely want to hear from you, and what are some of the books that are coming to your mind right now. Share your thoughts, or if you love any of these books. If you don't, let's have a discussion in the comments below. Thanks for watching. My name is Tiernan, and I'll see you guys very soon with another video. Have a good one, and